prime time on the top game, it's a fine line. Man in the match, that's Daveye, he's the main guy, keep a close eye. Make sure you don't make no wrong play, cause I'm with Jose and Andre. When Cyrus comes to walk in, you better know that you are watching Premier League. Daveye, tell what time we on, prime time. Let me hear you say Premier League. Daveye, tell what time we on, prime time.
Hello and welcome to Premier League Primetime. Tottenham 3, Chelsea 4, and I'm joined on Andre's first live stream. Firstly, how are we doing?
I'm okay, Davis. I mean, supporting Tottenham, it's like spicy food. You know, once you keep eating spicier food, which the metaphor being losses, then a bit something really spicy like this, it doesn't matter anymore. You're used to it. It's an acquired taste. So I'm perfectly fine with I'm okay. It's good. It's a good day today.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Tottenham going 2-0 up, and it could only be Tottenham to then go down 4-2.
Yeah.
Ange Postecoglou, I think, is winless in the last 5 out of the last 9. And Daniel Levy was watching this match. Ange Postecoglou, do you think this is the end of Big Ange?
No, I don't think so. I'm actually no, I don't think it'll be the end of Big Ange. I mean Daniel Levy in his tenure has gone through 11 managers. I think it's a bit clear now if we keep going unsuccessfully, he can't hide behind the failure blaming it on the manager anymore. I think you fire Ange, which I still don't think he'll do. I still think we're invested in the project, but Levy is very reactive. I think if you do that, there will be a significant fan revolt. I could see a tifo saying Levy out, Ange in, something like that. I don't know. I don't think it's the end of Ange personally.
I mean, did you see the reaction that I realized I completely fucked the live stream. I fucked the live stream. No, it's not live for another 2 minutes. But it doesn't really matter.
Whatever. We'll post it.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day.
Okay.
But really just back who did they play? Bournemouth on Thursday. There's a very, very, very chill guy that scored. If you didn't see it. You
have the perfect chill guy, or that's the best chill guy I think I've seen by far. He had it down.
But really, just not just one chill guy. There were 3 very just super, super chill guys who just celebrated that goal and that header. Just
It's true.
I was shameless right now after how crap we were yesterday. And hearing the Dan Ashworth news and all of that, and now he's gone sacked. Just quickly hearing your thoughts on that, so maybe you can take your mind away from the trauma you just seen. Just like from a neutral perspective, what are your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I'm not educated enough about the work of Dan Ashworth and what he did. I know there was a lot of excitement prior to him coming in, so I was pretty surprised that after 4 or 5 months, has it been?
Yeah, 5 months.
5 months. I mean, it seems a little odd to me, but United is always changing directions. Maybe they didn't like that he, backed Ten Hag, which I don't know. I really don't know enough about his work there.
Ratcliffe really liked Ten Hag, and that made it so clear. And you also have Barada, you'd expect to bring in his own director of football. You have Wilcox somewhere, and Wilcox, they know each other from Mancity. They've worked together before. This wasn't Barada's guy, so I was a bit surprised, I guess you could say, because I mean, even just looking at like Ruben Amorim's when he arrived at Carrington, everyone see on the same wavelength, and then you see flipping Lord Bailiff or Lord Baelish in his in that oh god, I generally don't even know in that turtleneck of his, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm not fashion, but that's dreadful. But
I mean,
wait, what is it?
I feel like at this point, all you can really hope with United is that they catch up and actually establish a cohesive, together plan, right? So if Ashworth is the odd man out, then yeah, he's barely been there. Hasn't left much of a footprint. Let's just do something cohesive to get whatever the biggest club in England back to where it belongs. So
no, definitely.
Yeah. So if that's the case, if they're really, I don't know too much about the board at United or how it's working, but yeah, let's just put it together a real team. I don't know.
No, definitely. Ashworth oversaw our summer transfer window, the ins, from the big summer window that we had, and a lot of the outs. The biggest one being the guy who was by far the best player on the pitch today. And Joe, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Jose, we all love you here, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You have the whole core member. Jadon Sancho absolutely cooked, balled out. I think that's an understatement, really. I mean, when you look at him at Chelsea, how catastrophic was that of a decision for Man United to let him go for 25 million?
That price is ridiculous. It just speaks to the incompetence at United. Why you need a plan? Why you need a director of football? Why you need leaders? It's a crazy decision. Why bring him in and then let him go for that? Because he had a feud with a manager that's now sacked. It's a mess. And
how good was Sancho today? And I know you might be a bit traumatized right now, but you'd have to say, that was some performance.
Yeah, I sent a text. I was like, I'm a harsh critic of Sancho. I think we've known, anyone who watches the show knows. But yeah, today, and I say since he first stepped on the pitch for Chelsea, I see why you edged to Sancho, Davis. He played really well today.
Everyone forgets why he even got the move to Man United in the first place. It's not like his career started at Man United. It started because he decided by himself that this whole sort of like these youth players moving to Germany. He was the first one to do it. Everyone forgets. At 17, 18 years old, a young Jadon Sancho decided, I'm going to take my chance and I'm going to go play first team football. I'm going to go to a country where I don't know anybody. I don't speak the language. I don't know anything about, but I'm just going to go and take a risk. And he absolutely smashed it at Dortmund. But because it didn't work at Man United, everyone wants to blame the player. I've said it for ages. Makes me sick. And you see what he's done at Chelsea. Him and Cole Palmer absolutely balling out.
It's also just, sometimes players and clubs don't work. And I'm not saying it's Sancho and United thing, but it's just, I think it's right at the moment and has been for the past few years, arguably maybe since Fergie leaving, it's actually very difficult to succeed at United as a player in that toxic environment with a lot of other quality players out there who are also trying to get back to their best. It takes an extra step at the moment to play well at United. You have to somehow find a way to supersede the environment and the toxicity, and it's difficult. So it's like, when a player leaves Man United and goes on to do very well at another club, maybe a club that's better run or just more positive, it's not a surprise to me, just because it's not the situation that it's supposed to be at United.
No, definitely. And just shifting on to Tottenham, and I know there's a lot.
Finally, let's talk about
it. First and foremost, what went wrong?
Great. That's a great question to start with. Look, I think we were pretty much, the entire world was surprised by the lineup that Tottenham put out, given we thought we were injury struck like we have been the past few weeks. And look at that. We have a ton of players coming back from the center back partnership. Solanke. I think we knew Son would come back. He was even rested the last game. So it was it was a mixed bag. At that point, it wouldn't have been surprising if Vicario came on at halftime. But no, but I think in terms of what went wrong, let's start it. I heard the commentator say something mid-game he said something like Chelsea, once they have a lead, they sort of adjusted to the match, and they kind of, I don't know, set up more defensively, or they something like that, right? And he said Tottenham aren't doing that, and they've got to learn to do that. And I think what you have right now is, at the end of the day, it's what went wrong is mentality, right? I think you have a situation where the players, right, they're seeming to want to adjust to the tempo of the game. When they went up 2-0, the players seem to be taking a step back, maybe defending a bit behind the halfway line. But the thing is, when you can do that if the coach gives you the infrastructure to. Okay, if players are going and trying to change the mentality and play like other teams and defend like that, or adjust to that game, Ange is playing a 4-3-3 defensive system they're not trained to do that right now. So why are you going to go and change your mentality and play a certain way when the coach hasn't given the infrastructure to? You either do it this way or this way. You can't try to marry the two right now. So it's either the players are going to have to go full Ange ball and go attack, which honestly I'm kind of for, because look at that. When we did that in the last 5 minutes of the game, guess what? We got another goal. We actually started playing like Tottenham again, right? If you're wanting to sit back and adjust to the tempo, which is perfectly respectable and maybe even the smarter thing to do, then Ange has got to learn to give the players the infrastructure to do that. I don't know if that makes sense. They need training to be able to do that, because them trying to sit back and figure it out on their own when there's gaps all over the pitch. They had the ball above the 18-yard line. I don't even know how many times. Look at the first goal. So I think mentally it's all mental. You look from just staying going at teams, or staying back and adjusting to the tempo of the game, whether it's relentless or smart. And then the other thing, look at our discipline, man. Pape Sarr, what is he doing at the end? I know he's a young player, so I don't really hold it over his head too much. He's whatever. But, I mean, I think we had Chelsea. I don't know what the stat was at the end of the game, but at one point, Tottenham had 16 fouls. Chelsea had 6. Okay, it's mentality and discipline, which is the similar thing. That's what went wrong for Tottenham Hotspur today.
No, yeah, and even just watching the game just from a neutral point of view was so entertaining. I mean,
that's one thing.
Shambles in the opening minutes.
Yeah, I think I think after Liverpool, Chelsea are the best team in the league. So second best team in the league. Let's clarify. Maresca has done a great job. Maresca and Ange are top tier managers in the league right now. So the tactical battle there, this is the ongoings of the game. Plus, you add Tottenham Chelsea. It's a fiery fixture. Tottenham at home after our collapse and early Ange tenure is always.
He really knows how to defend, so it's always going to be entertaining as well. I
think it's a fiery fixture. So that with really quality coaching and just management, it was a great game. So at least it was entertaining. I would take this over, I don't know, whatever, a 1-0 loss, or I don't know.
No, it was certainly better than the 4-1 last season. I would say that, but again,
that game, I loved that game as well. I mean, that was like one of the most entertaining games. They were both good. I think Tottenham and Chelsea at Spurs is just because of the history from that first game, is just for the next few years going to be really fiery under Ange. Anything can happen, and for some reason, apparently, Romero and Van de Ven seem to just cramp up against Chelsea at home. So I don't know what's happening here. But
I don't think they were ever fully fit. They were not fully fit.
Yeah, probably not. I was especially surprised by Van de Ven. I know there were rumors Romero could come back. I feel like had Ben Davis not been injured, maybe we would have just stuck with the Dragusin Davis. But I feel like the idea of starting Archie Gray just motivated people within the club to say, let's try to see if we can start this partnership. And whatever. I still thought VDV was brilliant today. I hope they're not sidelined for too long. So I'm not too upset with the decision, but I don't know. I
mean, one positive, Destiny Udogie practically locked up Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto was null and void today. Anonymous. I didn't see him at all. He had a poor afternoon. He had a very, very, very poor match, I have to say. And then he went off, and then Madueke came on, who I don't particularly rate all that highly, but he has his uses. And he got locked up as well. So
he did well.
That is a piece of the takeaway.
Yeah, and I think I know Porro definitely players got past him a few times, but I still thought he was pretty. I think playing right back for an Ange back four right now is in the Premier League is a difficult task. So honestly, I still thought Porro did really well tracking back. He stopped who was it that had a chance at the end? He blocked it. I think maybe Palmer. I don't remember.
Maybe it was Palmer. Maybe it was Nkunku.
I think it was Nkunku. But I still think he did a great job. I know there's been a lot of criticism of our fullbacks, but I still believe in them. I think Porro's quality, it's just a tough job. And I've already told you, Udogie, I think his development has been really mismanaged. I think he's clearly has potential, but if you're going to tire him out when he's 22 or something, 23, then it's just like
he'll be finished by 26. He'll be finished by 26 if this is the route that Tottenham are going to go down.
Especially how common is it in today's world of football to hear the players are playing too much? There's too many fixtures. Yet we're relying on this kid to just play all the time. We have no other left back. I guess Sergio Reguilon, but he hasn't seen a single minute of the round, I don't think so.
And why? That's the thing. Why not use Reguilon? Why not use him if you have him? Yeah. I'll happily take Reguilon back. Oh wait, actually don't know. The new system, I'm not sure because he died under Conte in that system. So Unfortunately, maybe not wing backs. Maybe not wing backs. If you're playing it back for them, then all right. But shout out Reguilon every time. I'm disappointed that we sent him back early.
Do you think Reguilon's good enough to start in maybe the domestic cups or something?
Yeah. If you're going to play Archie Gray at left back in the Europa League, and you have a Europa League winner, a player who's played for Real Madrid, who's won the Europa League with Sevilla, who's played for Man United, who's played for Tottenham for multiple years, and you're going to play Archie Gray at left back instead of that player, and it's not like he's a shit player. He's a good player. He may not be the best, going forward, but he's a very capable fullback. That's disrespect to Reguilon, man. Like, come on, man. Like,
I would love to, because you look
Danny
at
Rose come back.
Huh?
See Danny Rose come back.
Danny Rose come back. No, but you look at the reputation of Reguilon. Yeah, when Tottenham and United were in that battle for him, and you do think he's suited to an attacking style. So I would love to just have a private one-on-one with Ange and just hear what he says about why Reguilon isn't where he's lacking. Because I
played under Lopetegui, and Lopetegui is a dinosaur.
Right.
Of a manager. I'm sorry. If Ange Postecoglou gets sacked for Julian Lopetegui, I will be stunned. But I won't be too surprised, but I will actually be shocked. I will be shocked. If he gets sacked before him, it will maybe be one day. Because I think if West Ham lose tomorrow, he's gone. Lopetegui, he's definitely gone. And I don't think the players are playing for him. They don't want him there. So I think he's gone.
Yeah, at West Ham. Yeah, it hasn't worked out for him at West Ham. And then, sorry, I don't know if I might be late on this. Is something going on with? Did something official happen with Gary O'Neill? No, right?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think it's just their rumors are getting hot now that maybe he's up for the sack.
Maybe, yeah, but even then, sacking Gary O'Neill would be incredibly harsh. You look at the Wolves side that he's had, and it's not looking too great. But sticking with this match, a positive that you had to say, Solanke also looked good. That goal that he scored, I was so impressed. And this is why I have a lot of criticism for Haaland. Haaland always makes his run in a fucking straight line. Solanke's goal, that's a proper number 9 finish. He makes the run one way and he goes the other.
Yeah, the people I was watching with have just commented on the finish, but I'm like, that movement is
the movement of the striker, and that's where I criticize Haaland so much.
The way he literally snuck in front of him. That's
less than Haaland. I just reeled that. Solanke costs less than Rasmus Haaland did.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't want to disrespect, because I mean this in the most, like, I'm praising this guy so much. I really think that just that movement and being able to sneak that well, for me, was reminiscent of some of the best off-ball movement in the world. Players in the world. So I thought of Cristiano. I thought of Cavani. Like, these are players that, like, literally, like, I loved the way that he did it, just running this way, going this way. It was
Cristiano Cavani. Cristiano Cavani, maybe a bit too soon for that.
I just that in isolation. If I saw Cristiano Cavani do that, I'm like, that's what they do. So I just thought Solanke
okay.
really that well. That well. I love the movement for that, and it only helped my conception of Solanke.
Yeah, but on the other side, you look at Chelsea. Marc Cucurella, I don't know what happened. He slipped over more times than that I could count in the first 10 minutes, and then I see him screaming at the kit man, I think, and he got himself a new pair of boots, and it seemed to work for Cucurella.
Cucurella. Oh, he got a new pair of boots. I didn't see that. You saw Chelsea players slipping. That was a weird one. It wasn't happening to Tottenham. I'm not sure why.
And Robert Sanchez. If Maresca keeps choosing Robert Sanchez, that will be the exact reason why I completely understand Chelsea fans when they say they're not in a title race. I understand it. I understand it, because when you have an incompetent goalkeeper in net, guess what? It's never going to help you. Never going to help you.
I'm struggling to remember too much about his performance. I mean, I did think it was odd at the end during the stoppage time that he wasted time, because I felt like if he just didn't waste time right there and he just took the goal kick, the referee would have blown the whistle right away.
How many times in the first half did he turn the ball over? In particular. He turned the ball over so many times.
His distribution was poor?
Dreadful. This guy's distribution is absolutely awful, and it always has been.
Yeah.
Okay. Even the second goal as well from the one from Kulu, even though it was a very well taken goal, it just slowly rolls past Robert Sanchez and beats him at his near post. Like, come on, man!
It's true. It's true, but in my time watching Kulusevski, he's kind of mimicked that same goal a lot of times. Like, he always does it. He cuts in and always cuts it back to the near post. He's done that a few times. Mm-hmm. I can for sure, obviously, I was just thinking of another one. I just had two I was going to mention, but forget it. So it is kind of a Kulusevski staple. So that for that goal for me, I don't hold it too much on Robert Sanchez's head, just because he's done it so many times.
No, definitely. And looking at Chelsea, right, and sticking with Chelsea, a couple other players to sort of highlight before we get into a more in-depth player ratings. Sure. I think I actually don't know. We're going to leave it to one player.
Yeah.
The player who's on my left side. The most ice-cold player for the last 2 seasons in the Premier League. No one cares about Mo Salah, man. Mo Salah, Haaland, get out of here, man. This kid is just, both of them are generational talents, but the one on the left, he's a freak of nature. He has zero charisma off the pitch, but on the pitch, he's the most technical baller that I see on this Chelsea team. And look, his all-around performance wasn't great, but he was still offering chances, playing intricate passing with Sancho. Cole Palmer, man, what are we saying, man? Because I'm running out of words to describe how good this player is.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was one of the first episodes of the new season, or maybe it was looking into before the season started. We were all saying that maybe clubs would begin to target Palmer, and maybe he might struggle to match the sort of numbers that he put up last season. But he's currently outperforming. He's running at a better pace than last season. I think with Palmer, he's not like a physical freak of nature where you can just put men around him and that's it.
He's a technical freak of nature. If anything.
he times everything perfectly, from his runs to how long he holds the ball. It's you can't.
The weight of
I think
passes
he's
is
maybe the
incredible.
most difficult player in the league to really contain. He's exceptional. His movement
Well,
in particular.
Liverpool locked him up. So, I mean, Liverpool done that well. And even Man United, I mean, we've done fairly all right in locking up Cole Palmer, even though we're still rubbish anyways right now.
I mean, that's why I think Palmer, I mean, we saw it at the beginning of the season. Teams were starting to maybe lock him up, but he's adjusted perfectly fine. I mean, what match day is it? It's not that far. He's perfectly fine. And I think last season it was like, I think it was 33 goal contributions in 33 matches. And right now he's outperforming his GNA for the matches that he's played. So it's just like.
And I think the big difference is that he said he has to do a lot less of the running that Poch had him doing, which was just not doing him any favors. Whereas and the one thing that I really rate that Enzo Maresca, one of the first things he said in his first press conferences is Cole Palmer's an amazing player, known from Man City. However, we are not going to solely rely on Cole Palmer because I want Cole to enjoy his football. And this season, he really looks like he's really enjoying his football. Because I could understand if he didn't enjoy his football last season. I can completely understand that. Playing with the players he had alongside him. But you look at the players he's playing with now, you know, instead of Mudryk, he has Jadon Sancho. Instead of, Conor Gallagher, he has Lavia and he has Caicedo. My word. What?
Calm down. Man should have been sent off. That was stupid. I mean, I wouldn't be so insistent that he should have been sent off if it wasn't, again, that last year fixture that Romero got sent off for far less. A challenge where he actually got the freaking ball. Caicedo did not get it. They're saying he didn't have enough power in it or maliciousness or something. 5 minutes before that, he fucking knocked down Son and kicked the ball for like 50 yards up for no reason. It just didn't make. I don't know. I don't really care, but it's just consistency is what I care about. And that was stupid to see VAR not call that back, but then call back the Romero. It's just like I don't like being a little conspiracy theorist and saying that this league is rigged. But when it's calls like that, then it's hard to not think it. But no, he's been the best, maybe the best defensive mid in the league this season. He's been really a lot of quality, but I'm mad at him today.
He's been outstanding.
I don't think
he's been brilliant this season.
Yeah.
You have to give players flowers, you know, when they play well. You know, I said the same thing to Joe against Bodo Glimt. As much as I don't rate Højlund and Mount, you know, I gave them their flowers. And Garnacho just continues to sink out the place every single week. And even to the point where even Joe himself said, I can't see why, you know, Garnacho should be starting. He needs to be dropped to the bench.
Yeah.
So yeah. Getting into the player ratings now. Starting off in goal. The English Neuer himself, Fraser Forster in goal. What are we saying?
Well, you look at that double stop on Palmer and Neto, so that was quality. I don't really remember too much of his like on ball, his distribution being that bad. I missed Vicario this game. I feel like maybe he would have stopped something. Maybe he could have saved that penalty. I don't know. I didn't see the equalizer. I told Davis I missed about 10 minutes of the game, so I don't know. I didn't see the equalizer, and I don't know why Johnson was subbed off. Those are the two things I don't know. So maybe you can tell me about it. But I probably give.
Should I fill you in on what happened?
What was it?
Should I fill you in on what you missed?
Sure, quickly. Let's do it.
So the equalizer happened because, of course, Joe's favorite player got the ball, picked up the ball, drove straight at Porro, Porro was getting ripped by Sancho most of the night. I'm sorry, he was. Played a great ball in behind, pass to Caicedo, and what was it? Dragusin just went straight through him in the box. And
Dragusin, huh? Okay.
I don't know if it was, but I don't know. I don't recall who it was. It might have been Dragusin, but yeah.
That
pointed
sounds
straight
about
to
right. I feel like he would.
the
I didn't
Yeah,
I didn't see what happened. I just saw a journalist I follow tweeted Palmer scores from the spot when after I saw it, when I saw it was 2-2 and I checked. And I immediately sent you a text saying, Neto or Sancho dancing ballerinas in the box, probably. True. Okay, it was.
And then,
Yeah.
And
Okay.
do you know what happened in the rest of the goals then, or no?
What is it?
Do you know what happened in the rest of the goals, or not yet?
Yeah. I saw everything else.
Oh,
I
okay,
don't know that, but I don't know. Why was Johnson taken off? Do you know that? Was there a reason?
I'm not exactly sure.
So when I saw the from 45 to minute 50, and I missed 50 to like 62, 63. So I think Johnson started the half. So maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know why he was taken off. I thought he was playing very well, and I think in that second half there were moments where Werner just picked out the wrong pass, and I think Johnson has been really good about somehow just he's got better chemistry with the front three. He's picking out better passes. So I was really upset to see him come off. But sorry, I'm interrupting. Forster 6.
Right back, Pedro Porro.
Yeah, I mean, a really mixed bag for him. Which I guess if you're saying it that way, it's got to be like a 5 because I think he did well in certain aspects, but obviously he did get run past a few times, and yes, he tracked back okay, but he still probably shouldn't get ran past as much as he did. So yeah, I guess a 5 is that.
Yeah, I can see that, but I mean, then again, when you're playing against a player that's just technically that good, I mean, he can do that to anyone. I mean, you saw the way he absolutely tore apart Nuno Mensch last season for Dortmund in the Champions League. So, he could do that to anybody. But people just forget all the time, and which is why everyone thinks like Andre said, I allegedly, and so on that quote unquote edges it to Sancho. No, I just defend the ballers that always get the most abuse and scapegoated all the time. That don't deserve it, because they're the ones that get scapegoated more than anyone else. And then when you have shit players like Garnacho and Haaland who get defended and protected all the time, and the Brunos and the Rashfords of this world who get protected all the time, which is bullshit. That's why I defend players like this so much, because they're seen as less and less and less valuable. The same with the Grealishes, the same applies for the Sanchos, even the Madisons to a certain point of view. I defend these kinds of players. The technical ballers that are just seemingly less and less cared about, because they don't have crazy pace and they don't get crazy G&A. Apparently they're not good enough. That's why I do what I do, man. But into the center back,
it's not just the G&A, but like sometimes I do watch Sancho and I go, God, he sucks. But no, today he was brilliant. Today he's very good.
You probably mainly say that just to bother me, isn't it? Yeah.
I still would rather have Brennan Johnson in my team than Jadon Sancho, but
you need to be. I need to call the FBI to have you illegally arrested. You need to be locked up for a long time for that.
Yeah.
that is why you can't even give a straight face. That's a certified crime against football. I swear, I beg anyone, please clip that. Romero at center back. I mean, should we really give him a rating? I mean, he only played how long did he even play for? I don't even know.
He played 14 minutes. I think I remember that to a T, that he played 14 minutes. So yeah. I don't know. It seems weird that he wanted to come back. And I critique
Romero.
I critique that he seems to rush back to fitness for Argentina, but then for us, he can play 14 minutes. No, I don't know. We shouldn't give him a rating. He didn't play long enough. But if we are, we
give fair enough. That's fine. Well, then I guess we'll say Dragusin instead. Then.
Well, I didn't get to see the penalty he gave away, so I feel like that's really gonna it's hard to give an accurate rating when I didn't get to see
Again,
that. I'm not
I
doing
forgot
that.
whether it was Dragusin or someone else. It might have been someone else. But
Okay. Well, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he still did great slotting in. I'd much rather have Dragusin than a lot of the backups we've had in the past. So I'd give him the 6.
Yeah, but I don't think anything could possibly be. I mean, if they had a Dyron Sanchez partnership, I think that probably maybe would have. Mickey Van de Ven played what? He played what 70 minutes?
Yeah, he played a good amount. He was excellent coming on. Probably I'd say maybe in our top 4 performers today. Yeah, clearly he's been so missed. He really does help this the Ange clock tick. Yeah, it seems weird to give him the same rating as Dragusin though. Now I fucked up. Okay. Well, can I do a 0.5?
Okay, sure.
6.5.
Okay. Udogie, I left back. I think he was probably your best player.
You think so? Okay, that's good.
I think he was the best player because when I look at individually, who done their job the best, it was arguably Udogie who probably done his job best in locking up the wingers. Yes, he did get caught up too high, but he done his responsibility the best. The main task, lock up Neto, lock up Madueke, if you really need to, call it locking up Madueke.
Right.
But what's on Udogie today?
I think it's still hard to give a 7 to your players on a loss. But we still did get 3 goals. We still showed some fight at times. I give him a 6. Let's go with 6.
Okay. Midfield. We'll start with.
Just because you thought he played well, what would your rating for Udogie be?
What would I rate for Udogie?
Yeah.
6. You're playing, like you said, in this occasion, really, the 4-3 definitely masks over what really should have been. Maresca coached a 6-3, 7-3, 8-3. Chelsea should have battered Tottenham off the park.
We missed a good deal of chances. I mean, Son and
you did as well, but Chelsea looked the more prominent side. Chelsea for me,
not really. I mean, they scored 4 goals when 2 of them were penalties, Davis. You really think they had 7 today? There's no way they created 7. There's no way their XG is near 7, is it? No way.
Just from the eye test alone, Chelsea created so many chances. Then again, you missed a portion of the match.
There's no way there were 3 goal scoring chances in 8-9 minutes or whatever. But no, it's fine. That's your opinion. But yeah, I still thought it was a balanced contest.
But regardless, in a game like this, when you lose, really, like let's not get it wrong, right? That Son goal at the end was just to make the scoreline look a little less ugly. But really, it was a 4-2 game. But really, the Son goal kind of just masked over a little bit, made it look a bit less ugly.
Yes, but the thing is about that Son goal is, and I think why we needed it for the project is because it just goes to show that, if you want to succeed under Ange, you need to keep attacking. Why did we only begin to play like an Ange team in the second half at the very end? I mean, why were we able to beat City at the Etihad 4-0? Right? Was it? I think clinicality is a big part of it, but also because we
City
getting forward on the break.
7 years gone by, and that they're declining clearly, and they need to rebuild. Very, very clearly, I think that's part of it. But then again, they roll up to Old Trafford next week. Watch them win 3-0, and Haaland's going to get a hat trick, and everyone's going to scream, "Haaland! This is what Haaland does. Haaland's great." I can very well see that happening with the shams that we're in. But anyways, less about me, more about a Tottenham v Chelsea. But in a game like this, losing to your, arguably biggest rivals, and honestly, I have to say, the Tottenham fans are a fucking disgrace, man. The way they kept throwing shit, at the Chelsea players in the corners, right?
Yeah.
They're littering their own stadium, man. Just
it's part of the rivalry. I don't excuse it, but I mean, I think
no, yeah, it is part of the derbies. I get it, but
I've seen fucking bottles thrown at the bridge, so it's not Look, it's behavior that
You'd expect.
don't want to excuse, but you have to understand English fans in a rivalry. It's going to happen.
No, yes, yeah, I do.
I think at any Big Six clubs, I don't want to alienate and say it's just Tottenham fans because
no, it's not just Tottenham fans. Yeah, no, I'll say that right now. It's absolutely not just Tottenham fans. Because I remember how many years ago, Manchester Derby at the Etihad. It was 2019. It was the 1920 season when it was Fred and Jesse Lingard. They were going to take corners and lighters were being thrown at them. So yeah, I think that's far worse.
Yeah.
That's a lot worse. They're being pelted by lighters and all that. So
yeah, I think all you have to call is on. I think, given the excessive nature of how bad it was today, it was like the game had already been delayed 2 minutes in the corner, and then 2 minutes, Palmer's going to take it again. I see another one. It was crazy. So I think all you have to ask is that Tottenham needs to come down harder on fans. I mean, all clubs, but especially Tottenham because of the excessive nature. We'll probably get a fine. Let's see what happens. So
into the midfield, we'll start with Bissouma.
Yeah, I think defensively he came in clutch at times, but I would have liked to see more from him on the ball. Give him a 5.
Pape Sarr.
I think he played really well up until that. Yeah, his spell at the end, right? And that's just that's just what's going to happen with a young player, right? I still remember at this fixture last year. I think Udogie should have taken off. What happens? He got a red card for fouling a Chelsea player. When you're managing these young players,
I think it was actually.
One of my biggest critiques with Ange when you're managing these young players, they're still learning. You can't rely on them to the extent that you are. I think had we replaced Pape with someone else, and maybe if we had Bentancur on the bench, maybe we would have put him on. But it just seemed predictable that he was going to make a mistake. I don't blame him too hard, but it did. I mean, at the end of the day, he gave away the winning goal, so that's going to drastically hurt my rating of him. I think I have to give him like a 4, unfortunately, which sucks because I think he played a good game. But it was a bad mistake. And
speaking of that fourth goal, that Cole Palmer, that second penalty, that was just absolutely disgusting.
It was.
That went straight to the Tottenham supporters and just cupped his ears. Just
he did whatever he did. He did his thing, and viewers all around the world got chills.
Absolutely,
that was awesome. That was awesome.
This guy's an absolute freak. He's a menace, bro.
It was pretty good. And that's why I think
else.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's like at the end of the day, I'm able to view like the coolness of doing that at a match with a huge rivalry. It was just kind of ridiculous. So yeah, really, really impressive. But he's not doing that to Vicario. I'm telling you. That's why I wanted Vicario in. He would have stopped it. Stopped the Palmer, whatever. He would have stopped it and went, screamed in his face. But yeah.
Who else is in midfield today? Was it Kulusevski in midfield today?
Yes, Kulusevski.
Kulusevski.
It's Kulu. He's had spells. He just had a spell this season that was really brilliant. I thought he was playing like a Galactico, but the last couple matches, it's just this weird drop off with Kulusevski where it's just like, if he's really gonna become that next level of player, he's got to find more consistency because he's able to be at his best for a decent amount of a good string of games. But today his first touches were sloppy, and I don't know. And he took too long with the ball at a few times. So I just love Kulusevski so much. My standards are this high for him. So I'm even though he got a goal, I would honestly maybe edge to it a 4, but because he got the goal, I'll give him a 5.
Okay. All right.
It's like seeing it's like seeing a player you hold to very high standards. You're just like, if it was someone else, yes, he would get a high rating. But because you're Kulusevski, like you've been doing this so well this season, why are you not showing up to the fullest of your abilities in this match where it's Chelsea at home? So I was just a little disappointed by his performance overall, but still a good performance. 5.
Into that front three, Brennan Johnson.
I really don't know why he's taken off. I thought he was really clean. Got the assist for the goal. His interplay, what was it? I think who was it with? He had a thing on the sideline where it looked like he was Cucurella and someone else was just on his whatever, all over him, and he still managed to find the pass, and they really worked that well. I'm gonna give dude, I almost want to give him a 7, but you can't. I'm giving him 6.5.
Heung-min Son, and bro, he had an absolute stinker of a performance, man.
You know, he should
have had 2 goals this game.
Easily. Should have had 2 goals. Look, Son, this has been the case with him the last few times I've seen him play. He's lost his shooting boots for some reason lately. I think I was a huge proponent before of like Son almost is looking more like a striker or like some kind of like inside winger that can get goals.
He's an inside forward.
But this last few games, he's been playing like a touchline winger, and I honestly think doing it really well. I think he was scrambling their defense a lot. So I think he has shown a lot of. I don't think he'd put up that much of a stinker because I still think he was doing it well. I think if Sancho does some of the stuff Son does, okay, you're loving it. So I'm gonna give.
I love the football that Sancho is, anyways. So I mean, if you're saying we're gonna add in Son's finishing as well, then yeah. You know.
So I'm still gonna give him a 5. I don't think he deserves below that.
Dominic Solanke up front.
Did everything he could. I mean, I think there was a chance that I was upset that he didn't finish, or maybe he could have passed. I don't remember. His off-ball movement, his fights, I think he did well at kind of baiting that body of shield, whatever.
Body of shield.
Aggression. So I think he did really well at intimidating their center backs. I thought he did well. But still, he's still lacking a bit of clinicality. I mean, how many did he end with? 21 goals for Bournemouth last season, or something like that. It's like 19 or 21 or something. We still want to see that Solanke, the one that's gonna put up numbers like that. So it's just clinicality is the only thing that let him down. I'd still give him a 6.5 also. 6.5.
Okay. Substitutions off the bench. Timo Werner.
Yeah, again, like he just wasn't cohesive with the rest of the attack. He didn't have chemistry, and I think Werner, he's been getting me excited because this is honestly lately it's been the best Werner I've seen.
He's getting me excited
since his entrance in the Premier League. Okay, it's including his time at Chelsea. I'm saying maybe he seems to like. Because before you look at his shooting, right? You watch his goals at Leipzig. It's ridiculous how good his shooting is. And then now this guy can't get the ball a meter off the ground. It's ridiculous. But now
he can run.
He can run, and he's done well with that, right? But now in sort of our other tournaments, he's actually been getting some decent shots back. He's getting some confidence back. But playing him on the right for some reason seemed to screw him up just enough. So I still thought he needs work. I'll give him a 4.
Who else came on? Lucas Bergvall came on.
Yeah, I thought he did. I thought he did well. I think he's really dying for more minutes in the Premier League. He played well, and we need the youngsters. Him and Archie both did well. I'll still give them 5s, or I'll give Bergvall a 5.
And the last substitution, James Maddison, who didn't have enough time to really do it.
Yeah, I didn't have time, but he did.
So late in the game as well.
So late in the game, but look, it's like as soon as he's put on though, you see how much the team relies on him. So it's a tough one to figure out how we're going to fit both Kulusevski and Maddison in the team. But yeah, I saw that he was good. So I'm sorry. I'm going to just clarify. Bergvall gets a 5, and then Archie Gray and Maddison I'm going to give 6.
And lastly, the manager, Ange Postecoglou.
Look, I don't think I don't think he was at fault for today's result. I feel like the players did let him down a bit. I also think obviously you've got to critique him a bit for maybe throwing in Romero and Van de Ven, possibly extending their injuries. Let's see what happens. But I'll give him a 5 just because of that Brennan sub. I really don't know what happened there. I thought Brennan looked fantastic in the first half. So I got to find out why he was taken off, if there was a reason or not. But let's assume there was no reason, and that's going to lower Ange's rating to a 5.
Fair enough. And there you have it. There is Andre's post-match analysis and thoughts of his side's 4-3 loss to Chelsea.
Just got to fix mentality.
The Spursy mentality strikes again.
Yep.
And Tottenham lose to Chelsea once again in the Premier League. We hope you enjoyed this one. Let us know what you think down in the comments below. Do you agree with everything Andre has to say? Or similar to me, when I hear the Jadon Sancho slander, you just think it's a load of shit. Comment your thoughts down below. Let us know what you think. And we will see you in the next one.
Please don't lose the North London derby. Come on.